Hello and welcome to today's video. In today's video, we are going to discuss what we call aldehydes, ketones, amines, and nitriles. So we are going to look at the nomenclature of these particular compounds. Without wasting much of the time, we'll straight go into the first one, which is aldehydes. So aldehydes, they are represented by a functional group. They are represented by a functional group, which is this. So that is what represents a functional group of aldehydes, and then they have a suffix. They have a suffix of Al. For example, the first one in this case will be called methanol. So it's just an alkane plus this, and then we drop the E, and then it becomes an alkanal. So the first one is called methanol. The second one will be called ethanol, then propanol. So the ending is Al, that is a suffix. In other books, the functional group is also represented by this. Let's look at some of the examples of how we can name these particular compounds using the UPAC. Let's look at a compound such as CH3, CH2, then CHO. So remember, these stand in as a functional group. So to name this, we just have to count the number of carbons starting from the functional group. So this can equally be represented like this to make it more visible. So it's like this, where we're saying this comes in as a functional group. So always we start counting from the functional group. So this will be called 1-propanol, which can also be named as propan 1, then that, but the common name is this. Then in a case where we have two of the functional groups, so we have two of the functional groups, it means that it's going to be di plus the Al. So it becomes dial. If we have three of the functional groups, then it's this plus Al, then it's going to be that. Let's look at an example in line with what I have mentioned. So in a case where you have CHO connected to CH2 and CHO. where these will stand in as functional groups. So when you do the counting, this is your 1, this is your 2, that is your 3. So it means that at position number 1 and position number 3, you have the functional group. So this can be called 1, 2 propan, then di, which if you want you can present as propan 1, 3, then di. So it's the same principle that we have been using even on the previous videos when we are looking at different compounds. So basically that's the necessary information about aldehydes. So what is important is to know its functional group, which is this, and then its suffix, which is Al. Then the rest is the same rule. Maybe I can give one last example. Let's say we have something like CH3, CH3, CH. Oh, so remember this is a functional group, meaning your counting should always start from the functional group. So that is 1, 2, 3. So how do we call this particular compound? So remember, you have a methyl at position number 2. So it's 2-methyl. Then at position number 1, you have your functional group. Then what is the longest chain? So my longest chain is propanol. So that will be the name of that particular compound. Let's quickly move and look at ketones. So ketones are represented by a functional group R, C double bond, then R. Then the suffix of a ketone is ONE. So it's an alkane plus ONE, which gives us an alkanone. So for example, we have what we call propanone. We have what we call butanone.